everyone, it's Magdalena, Wolf of Coins. Long time no see. There are reasons for it. So yeah, I haven't been feeling too well, and also I'm sounding kind of like a puff train these days, so I hope that my heavy breathing won't be too disturbing during this recording. But anyway, yeah, 8th-month pregnancy, so weird stuff happens with me. Anyway, this is a video I've been thinking about making for a while now. I wanted to compare two editions of the Jean Noblet Tarot, and it's a deck that originally was created in 1650 in Paris, and it's like the oldest Tarot de Marseille that we know of. So when you're studying Tarot de Marseille, you naturally get interested in this deck. And then there is a question which version to choose, because now we can choose. This version is, unfortunately, I don't have the original box with me. There's only this cute little pouch that I made, but this one has been restored by Jean-Claude Flornoy from Tarot History. And so this is a recreation, and this one is a reproduction done by Joseph H. Peterson. And you will see the difference immediately, because these are very clean lines, clean colors. It's been remade, and this one is just, you know, cleaned. The original pictures just cleaned to be better visible. But yeah, I won't be showing you like side by side every card, because I think you can see both these decks on YouTube, like flip throughs. Plus, I don't think my breath can take it. But yeah, so I will just point some differences that I see and what they mean to me, because I won't pretend I'm more partial to this version. This is a version that I acquired recently because it got reprinted. It's like a second edition. And the thing is, I really wanted to love this deck, but for some reasons that I will talk about, I couldn't. I just didn't use it. I had it. I tried using it from time to time, but generally speaking, it was collecting dust on my shelf. And this one I'm using really often now. I really like it. And here's why. So, yeah, so this deck originally is not a big one. You can see, oh yeah, I should have taken like a standard tarot card, but you can see I have like not too big female hands, and it lays like this. It's much smaller than your regular tarot card. Oh, just a second. I will bring like something you can compare it to. Okay, so since I'm living downstairs now and most of my collection is upstairs, I couldn't find like a really standard regular size, but this should do. This is Patrick Valenzo's Triomphe de la Luna. It's slightly wider than your regular tarot card, but anyway, you can tell that Jean Noblet deck is pretty small. And well, to compare these, yeah, it's The Peterson's version is a bit taller, but also I get the feeling that the borders are a bit wider. So if you hate wide borders, then you might not like this. But yeah, something like that. A bit taller, a bit wider, but only a little bit. So this is the size. What you get when you buy this deck is this little book that has some interesting stuff in it. It's all in English. I thought it's like French and English. So it's all in English. It talks about the études, so the majors, and yeah, it has some interesting information here. However, it also has weird stuff inside. So, for example, 2 precautions are to be taken. 1, do not draw the cards for oneself. It will be impossible to interpret them. And 2, avoid as much as possible to draw for persons close to you. Emotional relationships will perturb interpretation. So, yeah, for me it's completely useless because I read mostly for myself. So I wouldn't be able to use this deck at all. Also, how are we to study when we are not supposed to read for ourselves? Not really convinced, but I agree that there is something in it. I mean, your emotions definitely color your interpretation. It's just I read usually to look inside myself anyway. So yeah. So this has this little book, and this one is just a deck with this short explanation here. Missing cards 6 to 10 of swords have been carefully reconstructed. And they are made to blend in with the rest. And what's important, this guy with the penis wand. So some people believe that this is just, look, we have 2 here and we can pick. That this is like a printer's mistake, that the wood block was the stencil. The stencil got damaged, and like the second piece of the wand got lost, and that's why he looks like this, very weird. And here Peterson lets you choose. You can either have, also he's missing some fingers, the fingerless and the short-wanded version of the magician, or the one with a restored wand. I think there is an even earlier edition where he like gave 2 versions of different cards. Like there is a lot of spelling mistakes in this deck, so he, for example, fixed that, and you could pick if you want the original spelling or the fixed spelling. Excuse me, I had a phone call, so I had to make a little break, but I'm back. I just wanted also to show you this, that this deck is, because this one is 1650, and this one says it's the restoration. Can you see it? Yeah, restoration from 1659, from the only known copy preserved in France in the National Library. So just so you know. Yeah, 78 cards. So reproduction of the original 73 cards, 6 to 10 of swords reconstructed, additional butler, so the magician card with wand restored. This is what you get in this edition that is available now. From yeah, I ordered it directly from the author. It says, oh, can you see it? Can it focus? It says esotericaarchive.com, archives.com. So yeah, where was I? So in this version, that's what you get. And for me, it's completely enough. I don't care for the spelling that much. It's mostly pictures for me. So, yeah, I will be showing you some of the cards, but first, let me show you something. This is about the cardstock. So, as you can see, the Flornoy version is considerably thicker. It's much taller, and it's for me, it's much harder to shuffle because also the cards are very stiff. These are, I love this cardstock. These are thinner, of course. These also have those spiky corners. However, somehow it's easier for me to deal with them than with these that I tried my best to get used to, or even like, you know, make them a little bit blunter through using really fine sandpaper, like only a little bit, so it doesn't kill my hands that much. But I just, no, it just still hurts my hands. And then also about the colors. So here we have this really creamy background, and the sun just came behind the clouds, so I hope you can see it well. But yeah, this is regular white, I would say, and this is creamy. I like when I like creamy backgrounds, like in Pablo Robledo's deck. It's so awesome. But here I have a feeling it's actually too much. And I'm not loving how the colors look together. They are just... I know that originally this didn't look like this because some colors fade, some colors get darker, like those blues, because of chemical processes through the ages. But I just prefer this one. I just do. However, if you want to study like really carefully the deck, it might be easier for you with this one because everything is very clear. It's all the lines are very clean and visible. And here, you know, sometimes there are better visible, sometimes you get things like this, so there are smudges. Not everything is so well visible. Also the reds are often because of the chemical structure of the paint, reds are covering the lines sometimes. So this is the difference here. But I mean, it's so hard for me to even like hold this whole deck in my hand. With this one I can do it easily because the cards are not so thick, and they bend more easily because they are not so stiff. Then what? So yeah, I think these are like the major differences here. And now I will just compare some of the cards so you can see how different they are. So I actually, well, this one obviously has these other elements here, but the first thing I saw was that the faces are different, and it's obvious because it's like extremely hard to recreate exactly the same faces. Like even minute differences change the whole expression and look of the face. So it's, again, it's a matter of taste, but I prefer the originals. They are somehow more charming to me, softer. I just like them better, okay? So this is the Magician, this is the World, and you can see that here again it's easier to see everything on this one because each line is so clear, and here not. It's not. And oh my goodness, we have weird weather today. But other than that, it's like it's the same images. It just, yeah, the faces are a bit different. This is Temperance. Again, faces. This one is more serious. This one is a bit relaxed, depending on what you prefer. Then the King of Batons. And Death card. Yeah, see, for example, this king here, you can barely see his features. Here they are very visible, and here it's like very pale. Then the Devil, which is a hilarious card. I love it. Like all the four faces here are just pure fun. I took the Moon card because I know many people love it. So I thought you would like to see it and compare it. This one is so pissed off. Yeah, so you see here each of the like legs is separate, and here because of the coloring they are like put together in a way. Then there is the Queen of Batons with red dots on her boobs. And again, I mean, I just prefer the original face. And that's that. I'm a sucker for pretty faces. It's like, that's why I love Pierre Madini's deck so much, because it's just pure beauty and grace. Lover, King of Coins, or deniers. Yeah, and I just prefer how it looks with the colors, like this really dark blue with this tuned down green, and this also tuned down muted but still deep red. And here everything is like more flat, because here, see, there is like a little bit more paint, like a darker blob, there is a paler blob. Here it's darker, here it's paler. I like the variation here, and here is just like everything is perfect. Perfectly flat. But it's, again, of course, matter of taste and what you like. Queen of Cups. Brooding King of Swords. Page of Cups. Knight of Swords. And lastly, the Pope. These are the cards I picked, and the rest you can see. Of course, these are not the same cards, but you can see here everything is perfectly black, perfectly blue, perfectly red, and here it's like, yeah, it's like the imperfections of the printing process have been kept. So it's like pale and not that well visible. See? And oh, we have two 10 of Cups by accident. So this is how it looks like. and yeah, and so on and so forth. So, oh, yeah, both of these decks, going back to cardstock, they slide really easily and nicely. This one is even more slidey. It slides even easier than this one. The backs are basically the same pattern, but this one is bigger, okay? And this one is the same creamy color. And this is all I wanted to say, I think. If you have any questions, as always, please let me know. Please let me know which one would you prefer to get. I'm all for this one. I'm not even sure, maybe I will be parting with this one because I don't actually need both. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. It was great recording again for you, and have a lovely day. Bye.